Hey, it's the Rican, and hope you guys enjoyed my show yesterday. Dove is it really was a really fun uh, interview, and I could we could have kept talking much longer than that, but I don't want to take too much more of his time. And but today I'm going to talk about this story that was released today. Let me share this story. Uh, Hopefully, if you have not heard about it, here's the story. House passes bill to make DC the 51st state. Now, here's the problem. DC was never, there's a reason DC was created to be a federal district. Here's here's just the Wikipedia page. Look at just the beginning of the Wikipedia page. The US Constitution provided for a federal district under the exclusive jurisdiction of the US Congress. The district is therefore not part of any US state. The signing of the Residence Act of July 16, 1790, approved the creation of a capital district located along the Potomac River near the country's east coast. The city of Washington was founded in 1791 to serve as the national capital. In 1801, the land formerly part of Maryland and Virginia, including the settlements of Georgetown and Alexandria, officially became recognized as the federal district. In 1846, Congress returned the land originally ceded by Virginia, including the city of Alexandria. In 1871, it created a single municipal government for the remaining portion of the district. So here's my solution. If the Democrats, this is the whole thing, they're decrying how, people in Washington, D.C. don't have representation because, since it's a federal, they don't, since it's a federal district and not a state, they're denied this stuff. Well, here's the solution. If you really cared about their representation and it not really being a power play, so like that, you could get extra senators and extra um, Congress people uh, in the House. Excuse me. What you would do is exactly what happened here in 1871. Okay, it goes here. Congress returned. I mean, in 1846, Congress returned land originally ceded by Virginia. Well, there's the solution. What you could do is keep the area that is the White House, the National Mall, and the Congress and the Supreme Court buildings. You could keep that all DC, and the rest of it goes back to the states that they were uh, seeded from. Then now those people could have their um, um their territory back. That's what I was looking for. The word I was looking for. That's the solution. If you really cared about them having representation and not it being a power play. Okay, it's the same thing like when I talked about with the whole thing with the Supreme Court. It's a power play. They want the extra two senators and they want the extra people in the Congress in the House. That's all they're looking for. It's a power play. It's not about caring about representation of the people. Because if they did care, this would be the much easier solution. Something that was done 150, 160 years ago. I remember. Yeah, 170, 180 years ago. That's what could be done because that's what they, it's like I said, it's not really about representation as a power play because at the end of the day, when you say here, the US Constitution provided for a federal district under the exclusive jurisdiction of the US Congress. That's it. Plain and simple. The solutions there. That's all that would need to be done in order for these people to get representation. They would just go back to the states that, but that's not what they care about. That's basically what it boils down to. Is like They know that people aren't going to, look into it and go, oh yeah, yeah, it should be a state. It should be a state. They should give representation. But they know that the average person doesn't look into it and go, wait, you know what? They territory was ceded from Virginia, Maryland. It could go back to the states that is seceded from before that. So tell me, am I wrong with the solution? Because if the Democrats really cared about giving them representation instead of just pure power, because it's the same thing. I'm surprised they didn't do Puerto Rico first, but they know that's not going to happen. And you'd be surprised how Puerto Rico might. I think the reason why they wanted to do the DC first is because in actuality, they know they have a foothold in DC. It's going to be all Democrat. Puerto Rico, they're confident it's going to be Democrat, but it's not 100% sure. It really not. It's really not, and that's why they didn't go the Puerto Rico route first, because I think they're not exactly sure the way Puerto Rico is going to go. They, at best they could it could go 50-50. You never know. So that's that's one of the big news. The other news, I really don't want to touch on the LeBron James stuff because everybody's talking about it, and I try to touch on stuff that maybe might fly under the radar. Something I'm passionate about, and that's I worry about the power play that the Democrats are trying to do. I mean, like I said, it's a power play, but we'll see. Like I said, with the same thing with the Supreme Court, as long as Manchin and like Cinema, uh, as long as they keep their word, then we're good because they need a filibuster proof, and they don't have it. But like I said, let me just touch about it a little bit. Look, um, LeBron James, he's a fool. Okay, people are gonna be like, oh, what are you talking about? Why are you gonna call him names? Why am I saying he's a fool? Because at the end of the day, when he's talking about when the Houston Rockets GM supported free Hong Kong movement, LeBron James, what did he do? He defended China, talking about, oh well, you got to be careful what you talk about. Even though we have free speech, you know, you don't know, you could still hurt people with your free speech and da, da, da. And I'm just there like, really? But you have no problem with your free speech talking about stuff that you don't know, like you did, and that's basically what happened with the whole his tweet. He didn't have all the facts. He opened his mouth and then he put his foot in because he didn't get all the facts. He didn't see the video of uh Makai. Oh, what's her last name? Oh, the girl, the 15-year-old, about to stab the police cam footage where you see her about to stab the other black woman, and the cop goes to shoot her. To say he's not justified, if you could tell me that he's not justified in doing that, then you know what? There's no compromise with you. There's no middle ground. There's there's nothing that we could agree on, because if you this is that one shooting, there's no controversy. The only controversy is that she was 15. That's the only controversy. You can't you can't do like you did with the Adam Toledo case, where you put a still frame of him not having the gun when if you go 1 second later he still had the gun. So that shooting, you could disagree with it, but it was still another justified shooting. The cop had no. What the hell was a 13-year-old doing outside anyway with a gun? Shooting gun outside at 2:30 in the morning. Where was this? I mean, you see the video. You see this video, and the girl, I think her father or something, or some adult pushed another girl, and that's then you see her grab the knife to stab the other lady. Come on, all that's going on is we're weakening the position in our company, in our country, and we're making it to the point where nobody's going to want to be a cop. Nobody's going to want to be a police officer. because you're not going to be able to do your job without worrying that if you're going to go to jail for like a shooting like this, that's justified. You get the wrong jury, you um, get the wrong police chief, and you might go to jail. Like look at the case in Brooklyn Center. Yes, fine. She was an idiot. She used it. She said taser when she pulled out her gun, but the guy was resisting. All this is a no is a non-story if he would have just allowed the handcuffs to go on. And then we're not talking about it. But like I said, you have these athletes talking about systemic racism when they're making millions of dollars, and all they do is you know victim mentality. They still want to have a victim mentality, although they're rich and famous and everybody kisses their behinds. But this country's racist. If this country was systematically racist and I'm not saying racism doesn't exist. Some form of racism will always exist. As long as there's hate in the human heart, racism will exist. You know, you have in Africa, you had the Houthis killing the Tutus, but meanwhile they're both black. We find ways to hate each other and not like each other. It doesn't have to be about skin color, but we ignore that because we want they want to feign victimhood because there's currency in that, and that currency is you're selling the country out with that currency because it's destroying us. And I'm sorry that people can't see that. And just gonna leave it there. I could keep going, but I hope you guys like my video. Uh, um, Please like and follow. Leave some comments. The Right Weekend. It's on YouTube and Rumble. Looking into some other platforms. I might throw this on just to try it out, see how it goes. But like always, you can follow me on. Uh, you can also follow me on Facebook, Parlor, Gab, Twitter, Telegram. Also, I have a Telegram channel. I think I'm gonna start putting that in my description. So if people want to hit me up on there, and like I said, I'm hoping. I hope you guys enjoyed the interview yesterday. Um, I'm hoping to do more stuff like that. I'm reaching out to. I keep reaching out to different people, see if they want to come on. Um, I'm hoping to get someone local. Uh, but we'll see how that goes. I know I have people. I know people who are running for office, and I'd like to support them. Have them get on here. Have them speak out, even if let's say if I support them, like one of the guys I'm reaching out to, uh, if they wanted me to, talk, reach out to the Latino community for them, I have no problem doing that, and it'd be fun. It's a passion. Politics is a passion of mine, and you know, this is my outlet for it. So, but with that being said, everyone, have a good one.